On her birthday, Jack showed up at their home carrying bags of gifts. Lisa happily tied on her apron right away, ready to follow Jack's lead and become his capable little assistant. Ella looked like she was going to help too, but Jack gently turned her down. Then the two of them playfully pushed her out of the kitchen. Once everything was ready, Lisa knocked on Ella's bedroom door and asked her to take off her shoes, then close her eyes. When Ella opened her eyes the next moment, she was surprised to see that tonight's dinner had an African theme. The three of them sat around the table like a real family. After dinner, they enjoyed some lighthearted and fun games together. As time slipped by, Lisa eventually drifted off to sleep, still laughing. Jack carried her to bed like a loving father. And then the rest of the evening belonged to Jack and Ella. They tidied up the room together while chatting casually. They shared stories from their pasts. In the relaxed atmosphere, Jack casually asked about Ella's relationship history. Ella didn't dodge the question, but honestly shared the only relationship she had ever been in. It had ended 4 years ago. Her boyfriend had wanted them to move in together and asked her to give up her apartment. But that suggestion was hard for Ella to accept. Because of wounds from her childhood, she had always struggled to feel safe in a relationship. She couldn't fully open up to her partner. She wanted to keep a private space of her own and was afraid that if she were abandoned, she would have nothing to fall back on. Jack didn't say much after hearing this. Instead, he took out the tiramisú he'd brought from the fridge and offered Ella a taste. Ella dijo que no le gustaban mucho los dulces, pero después de probar un bocado, admitió que era delicioso. A bit of cream stuck to the corner of her lips. Jack gently wiped it away for her, then without thinking, he put his cream-covered finger into his mouth. In that moment, the emotions between them reached a peak. It felt like an invisible force was slowly pulling them toward each other. In the flickering glow of the fireplace, their heartbeats seemed to sync in rhythm. And so, on this warm and cozy night, they confirmed their feelings and began a relationship. From that moment on, their lives were filled with sweet, blissful days. Every time work was over, they would meet in the kitchen, open a bottle of fine, expensive wine, and let the soft aroma and gentle buzz become a way to connect on a deeper level. During their holidays, they would take Lisa out on little trips, strolling down the streets, capturing every tender family moment, or heading to the lively market together, picking out fresh ingredients to prepare for the feast they were about to create. These changes brought a brand new sparkle into Ella's life. But just as their little family was growing closer, trouble at work began to creep in. As Jack's cooking skills were praised more and more, the once peaceful kitchen became a tense place. The boss even approached Jack directly, suggesting he take Ella's position. But Jack cared about Ella's feelings, while the boss didn't seem to care. She already saw Jack as the head chef. She would praise him in front of everyone, while completely overlooking Ella, as if she weren't even part of the scene. Even when serving customers, the boss often asked Jack to show off his skills, without even mentioning Ella's name. Even so, Jack still tried to protect Ella's feelings, but there was only so much he could do.
The couple at table 8 wants to say hello. They're drooling over the sea bass.
Kate's responsible for all the food.
Well, she won't mind. She hates leaving the kitchen.
Interesting. What else can you tell us about her?
You know what? I'm not going to get into this. I don't care who goes out there, but if it is you, do me a favor and try not to stab anyone who complains.
After hearing all this, Ella finally realized the boss truly had no confidence in her. A feeling she couldn't quite put into words welled up inside her. When the boss left, Ella called Jack over and led him into the storage room.
Well, I turned my back for a couple of days and just nicked the wine, nicked the customers, nicked the boss.
She offered me your job.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
Jack resigned to prove his innocence. Ella had kept her heart closed for a long time. It was Nick who helped her open it again, but her tender heart was still fragile and sensitive. When Ella came home from work, Nick's message made her stop in her tracks.
Oh, and for the record, I did turn her down.
At that moment, she realized she had misunderstood Nick, but she found it hard to apologize first. Meanwhile, her boss scolded her for her behavior and demanded she find someone to replace Nick immediately. So over the next few days, Ella began interviewing all kinds of chefs. Many applicants came to try for the job, but none of them met her expectations. Meanwhile, her niece Lisa noticed something was wrong. She asked why she hadn't seen Nick in so long. Ella told her they had a fight. Hearing this, Lisa sadly went back to her room. But early the next morning, something unexpected happened. Lisa was gone. Ella panicked instantly. She rushed out into the streets hoping to catch sight of Lisa, but she couldn't find her anywhere. When she was about to lose hope, Ella thought of Nick. She called him. Nick was alarmed when he heard the news and quickly came to meet Ella and comfort her. Together,
She's a kid. She would probably choose someplace she knew, right?
they began an urgent search. They searched between the park and the playground, but still couldn't find Lisa. Ella's heart was filled with worry, and guilt and regret weighed heavily on her. When she returned home, she kept searching the rooms over and over. Her eyes fell upon only a stuffed toy on the bed and an open photo album. At that moment, Ella finally understood.
She needs her mother. I think I know where she might be.
Lisa missed her mother. They immediately drove to the cemetery. At last, they spotted Lisa.
Zoe, please don't ever do that again. I was so afraid something happened to you. Sweetheart, what is it?
I'm afraid I'm gonna forget her.
We'll never forget her. I promise.
Jack then drove both of them safely back home. When the car stopped at the front door, Lisa warmly invited Jack to come upstairs, but Jack politely refused. After Mary got out of the car, she could no longer hold back her emotions. She sincerely apologized to Jack for the things she had said in a moment of anger, words that had hurt him. She also invited him to continue working together. But to Mary's surprise, Jack had already found a new job. He was now the head chef at a 5-star restaurant in San Francisco. Mary smiled and wished him well. Yet behind that smile, there was unspoken bitterness and helplessness. When they parted, they only shook hands. The words to make him stay, she never managed to say them. And just like that, their lives no longer crossed paths. But without Jack, Mary was always listless at work. One customer complained that the steak was overcooked. Mary's anger instantly boiled over. She grabbed a raw steak with a fork and stormed over.
Rare enough for you?
You out of your mind?
Yeah, that's why I'm in therapy.
I'm so sorry.
The boss quickly apologized to the customer and told Mary to replace the tablecloth instead.
Not bad.
That felt so good.
I just want a steak.
I wish there was a cookbook for life, you know? With recipes telling us exactly what to do.
That moment on, Mary submitted her resignation. After leaving her job, she went to see a therapist. She poured out her feelings of confusion and uncertainty. After listening, the therapist said,
What I was going to say was, you know better than anyone. It's the recipes you create yourself that are the best.
The therapist's words suddenly made something clear to Mary. She had been trapping herself in a narrow, confined world. Overly absorbed in her work and her own emotions, she had neglected the feelings of those around her, and she had never confronted the desires of her own heart. Life is like a long journey. We must keep our eyes on the distant destination, but also learn to appreciate the scenery along the way. In that moment, Mary finally understood. She had to find Nick, to find the person she missed.
I think you should know there's something else I never do.
What's that?
I never invite myself into a man's apartment, blindfold him and feed him saffron sauce, while begging him not to go to San Francisco.
You never do that.
Never.
It's too bad.
Time seemed to stand still at that moment. They let go of past conflicts and cleared up misunderstandings in their hearts. They reopened the emotions buried deep inside. Not long after, Mary and Nick together turned their shared dream into reality. They opened a restaurant full of love and warmth. After some thought, they decided to name it after the three of them. The name was not just a simple label, but a home for the soul, a place of warmth and comfort.